It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy irrelevant platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 3.2, because we're refilming this one. We're your hosts Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil, bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture, dating, and relationships.
good job. Very well done.
Thanks.
We're back after it was quite a long break.
Quite a long time.
Many months. I don't know. When was the last filming? Because we did.
When we did the three. Which
Yeah, we
would
did
have
three
been
twice.
A bit before the end of last year, I think. Oh, look, I don't know.
Jesus.
Time
And we're
is a
in January,
concept.
so we're in mid-January right now.
Heck, happy
Today's the
2022.
Yeah, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and all that to everybody.
You too.
Is
Shall
this-
we drink first?
Yeah, you thirsty. Fuck.
Massively.
Drink of the week.
Thank you so much.
There you go. White Claws as usual because they're
Delicious as fuck.
nice. And 95 calorica, so quite good.
Not that we count caloricas.
I do.
We shouldn't.
I am. My coach is going to be counting. I have a coach now. It's just. It's
I'm going to congratulate you
regulate it,
on moderating. I know.
Yeah.
Safety
it can.
first,
It can.
It can lead
bring
to
on
dangerous
disordered
things.
eating and stuff.
Yes.
Very much so. But anyway, so yes, it's been quite a while.
Fill us
and
in.
we're going to be very scattered and stuff. I got COVID, so that was a bit shit. Because we were originally supposed to. So the big thing was that the recording was fucked, and we were going to film it again the week after.
Yes.
And then we didn't, and then it was basically Christmas, New Year's. Now,
COVID.
yeah, and then like giving it a break because we actually went out for dinner a couple of times
Yes,
instead of recording.
we did.
And then I got sick, so that knocked me out for about 2 weeks, I
Yeah.
think. And then so you're going to hear the COVID cough all the way through. I won't mute my mic because it's just going to be on and off the whole time. But what else happened? Like I said, I've got a strength and diet coach at the moment, so hopefully I'll be skinny in 12 weeks. That should be good. I reached out to a bunch of podcasts while I was sick and got ghosted by every single one.
Oh.
Like, remember the shit one that I linked
Yeah.
you? So I'm taking a list now, and when we start
Putting
to
them all in the
because I'm
black
gonna
list in the black
I'm gonna do
book.
Instagram properly and start
Yeah.
making sure that we
Well,
get
I've got
enough
Canva
traction
now.
on it. I accepted the invite.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
And yeah, so you know who you are. You're on the fucking list, cunt.
You will
Yeah,
no longer be
not
doing
even
pods
like
with
a
us.
fake response. I had like a bullshit response from a streamer a while ago, which was nice. But
Do you prefer the social nicety of, I'm so sorry, we're so busy
yeah.
right now. Really?
So I guess to everyone listening, there's a lot of podcasts because we obviously do our research and stuff in the dating space. And did you know? I don't want to freak you out, but there was a spider in that I had to clean out. It's gone. I removed it.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Like recently? Like, can you not give...
I fully cleaned it because it hadn't been touched in ages.
So
It
why
had
the fuck
cobwebs
would
on
you
it.
say... like my vagina.
Yeah.
Little bit like that.
What were we talking about? The reaching out to podcasts and all that.
Yes, and then one podcast.
They're like the actual quality of just speech in them. So not necessarily content at all, but
But
just
how
the
they
person's ability to speak in a podcast.
Yeah.
It was bad, right? Like it was really
Not
bad.
the most articulate of sorts.
And it was scripted.
Yeah, we go off script. I actually kind of like
I don't
that.
know why you would script an hour-long podcast.
Quite a lot of people do. It helps with structure and routine and keeping back
Well, you
to
have
the
an
point.
outline, but if you're scripting that stuff, I don't know, maybe do YouTube.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different space. But anyway, so if
Yes.
anyone knows anyone that has podcasts and stuff that's somewhat related or
I do
whatever.
like the You Up podcast, though. I have to say they're quite good.
I think I followed them on the thing.
I think
Is
so
that a
as
dating
well.
one?
Yeah.
they're good.
They've
They
covered
are
over
good.
some really good stuff too.
I did look at them for some inspiration and stuff, but man, I got to figure out what the fuck our thing is. I've actually not delved into the world of TikTok, but we can start with
Am
that.
I not
and
going
get
to
some
tell
sort of-
anyone
Yes,
about my
I'm
life?
sorry. I'm fucking trying to relearn everything.
I feel really unseen right now.
That is correct.
Well, I cut my fringe at 6 a.m. this morning
Let's go a bit further than this morning. Go back further.
Okay, so I had an interesting Christmas time.
You went to Sydney, didn't you?
I did for like a day, pretty much. Definitely confirmed all my family are neurodivergent, which was really cool because they were all having stimming toys, and I was like, yes, this is just. I feel like it validated. Because, you know, I suppose a lot of the media shows a specific portrayal of how autism looks and presents. So that was kind of nice.
I have a question. So
yes.
Can you have ADHD and autism at the same time?
Previously, the DSM said you couldn't. That was because they were uneducated.
Yeah.
But since then, the DSM-5, you can have both.
There you go, Russell, if you're listening, which you won't be.
The overlap is there in terms of a dual diagnosis. But overlap generally, if you're experiencing symptoms, have symptoms or, you know, traits of, it's very likely that you would. Yeah. So go get that assessed if you're someone that likes that.
Is DSM-5 relatively new?
No, 2013. So they're actually coming out with a DSM-5 TR, which is a new thing this year.
It's like IT. They're just always adding new shit.
Mate. But they're adjusting it to look at a more AFAB presentation, which is actually quite nice.
What's AFAB for people that don't know?
Assigned female at birth. So it's just to differentiate because of obviously gender identity. They just want to keep it assigned male at birth, assigned female at birth, or assigned intersex at birth. And just keeping it neutral at
holy
sex
shit!
level.
So what if you're assigned intersex when you're born?
Yes.
Jesus, I wouldn't want to be their doctor. How do you then know? Like, do you have to get like a?
It's not about knowing because
because like not medical. Medical MD. If you're their MD and you have to treat them with medicine,
you don't treat intersex.
That's what I'm saying though. That's like how would you? Because all the documentation you get.
Do you mean in terms of an autistic individual or
no,
with
just in general.
treatment?
Just in general, man. Like
then you'd take it on that sex characteristic basis. So do they have reproductive organs internally that are characteristic of female or male?
Is that given to you? Like is that on the paper?
You would know.
Okay, that's what I was curious. I'm fuck, man.
And that's why it's so important for a lot of trans individuals to actually identify their sex at birth because medication treatments actually are different for
the same dude, Russell, he does blood work and stuff in Brizzy, and they had someone fuck up and not list it. And I don't know if it was male or female genetically, but something happened and they realized in the blood work that there was something off and they're like, fuck. I think they were saying that it was male and they're like, no, this is not a male's blood sample. So they thought like they got in the wrong blood and they're like, everything was fucked. So they called the doctor and he's like, I didn't tell you. Yeah. And he's like, dude, can you be fucking
that's where medicine is actually, really, really important because biology is separate from gender. And
it's dangerous.
It can be, especially if you're accessing treatment for something because you're more likely to be prone for cancers and certain things. Yeah. With biologically, MF or XX and XY or even the variation.
Well, especially like say if it was I get so confused. If it was like listed as a female, and they were doing the blood testing or whatever, listed as a female. But then were like they had like I don't know if you can have signs of prostate cancer in blood. I don't know. But like that would be right. You'd be like,
you
wait,
have indicators of, and you'd want to assess, is what I would say. But I actually do not study medicine, so I do not want to make claims. Just an assumption based on.
But you can say that it'd be confusing, I guess. Having to try and figure it out.
It's important to know that in terms of medical and surgical treatment. Yes.
Anyway,
but
your family.
That side was really nice. Had some other stuff, I guess, going on. Have gone through a really shit time. Finally got out of burnout, then hit a depressive episode. Love that for me, but no longer in burnout. Yep. And guess what? As of 2 days ago, I am officially a general psychologist.
Where is it?
We're missing my opportunity.
Oh, fuck. Wait.
It's the next page, I think, isn't it?
Oh, God damn it. Look at that. Too many.
Nah. We've missed it.
I don't have I think I've never had a clap. I always keep assuming I have it.
It was the ding. Yeah. We only had our ding.
I feel like I should have a clap, and I should have had one for ages.
That's okay. We do
also, Touchwood never had the clap either. Well done.
At a distance. But also not to, because I just want to get to, it's okay if you do as well. I don't want to stigmatize against that.
It's just better to have never had it.
Not be able to have to,
Fucking,
It's like the same as not having COVID. I'm really happy that I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, correct.
I just wanted to make sure that I can put that as a...
I strongly recommend not getting COVID if you can avoid it.
Well, I've avoided it so far.
Yeah. But I guess if anyone is curious, it's not that bad. I am double vaxxed. I don't know now what the go is with the third one because the fuckface of Victoria is trying to make the third one, or they're saying
Mine's
it might come down
mandatory.
federally. Yeah, but if so, I shouldn't be getting it for 6 months.
Yes.
So I don't know how that works.
I don't know either, but I got my booster next Friday. I don't want to get
You
it.
gotta have like these virologists or whatever the specified field is on speed dial, so you can just be like, "Hey, is he being a fuckwit or not?"
Good question.
Because like, and I didn't realize the third dose is just another dose of the first vaccine. They're not tailored to different strains. So this thing where they confuse the messaging and say stuff like, "This will help better protect you against Omicron." No, bruh. If anything, it doesn't.
Omicron's
Because it
also
was-
a more mild form regardless. So if anything, we're actually adapting
if this-
to it in a well way.
If this is the mild version, woofed. Woofed indeed.
You know what? I'm thinking that last year I had a conversation with my mate. I'm like, I think I may have actually had COVID last year. The time when I thought I was pregnant, like severely, I was so paranoid that I was. I think I did like 12 tests. But before
also,
that, for
I did
2 weeks, I
7
was so sick.
rat tests and came up negative, even while I was PCR positive.
Wow.
I didn't come up positive once on those things.
Far out.
My saliva is super COVID resistant.
Not a bad thing. Did you not do the which ones did you do? Did you do the snot ones at all?
No, the mouth
Maybe that
ones.
would have come up.
But I did ram it down my throat to try and get right in there.
I like to get right in there and ram it down your throat.
I have quite a strong gag reflex
I'm sure
also,
you do.
so it was very painful. But anyway, so the family was okay. You are now qualified.
No, well, I was
And
qualified before, but now I'm
You're
a
officially
general
registered.
register. I was registered before, but now I have the full credential.
So what is the difference between what it was previously while you were at school and
a
now?
provisional psych is
Like L, is it like
almost like your L plates. It's still like the same stuff, but you're kind of just learning around it. So I did 6 years of uni, 2 years of that, including placements.
Yeah.
And now as a generally registered psych, I now have to do 2 more years of clinical endorsement to be a clinical psychologist, which is ridiculous because I just did my clinical masters. And you only get paid fuck all. I only received my contract the other day and apparently it's actually better than the base rate that most psychs get. And I'm so disappointed. Which I know it's not about the money
will
for
it give
me,
you more
but
no,
it does
but
not
you need
give
to
me
be
more
able
breathing room.
to see. That's what I mean. It's like when this is the thing.
And I'm working
about
part-time. Like I
higher
was setting
education,
myself up for that and I was like, what the fuck did I just do 6 years for?
Yeah.
When I could have been in disability and
It's
earning
part of
more.
the machine. Yeah, it's part of the machine, man. And you spend all this money.
It's not
and then
even
come
money
out.
though. It's about like time, energy, effort, and like I put in so
Exactly.
much to the people I work with.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want a monetary return of like a large sum. It's like I
But
just want to be able to
You
work.
shouldn't be negative though.
No,
like
but-
in terms of
yeah.
like you shouldn't finish it further off than when you started.
Exactly. And that's where I'm at. So thankfully I've been offered like 3 teaching jobs at Deakin. So I'm going to do that on that because like I'm working part-time at this place.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do 2 days a week at Deakin Uni teaching. And that's going to bump up everything to at least a rate that I can live.
Yeah.
And have some spendings. But I was just so disheartened. I was like, are you
That's
fucking
disgusting.
joking? I'm going to be
Yeah.
working and earning essentially a medical administrator's earnings. I literally wanted to,
That's so bad,
my
yeah.
supervisor, and she was so excited because it's above rate that she's giving me. She's like, oh, you know, like this is this. And when I read it, I was like, I almost started crying and I was like, I thought it was going to be more. And she just looked so disheartened because she was like, I'm giving you above rate. Like I'm doing all this and you count into, you know, room hire, admin stuff, like being paid like the hours, cancel it, like all that kind of stuff. So it like evens out with annual leave, professional development pay, all that. But I was just like, that's it. Like I've spent
And do you,
this fucking
like
long.
most medical things, how many times do you need to go to these bullshit conferences and stuff and all that sort
We
of
need
crap?
to do 30 hours of CPD each year.
And each one is what, like a day?
Yep.
So about 5 hours?
5 to 9, yeah. And I've got 3 days of that next week.
So you've got to, that's what I mean. That's a lot of it's it's a bit of a scheme. Like
I'm just like,
it's actually
really?
a
It's the
scheme.
helping industry where we're one of the most like required fucking services.
Yeah.
And even psychiatrists make so much. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's
Just
hard
push
because
drugs,
I want
do
it to be, no. I want it to be accessible. I want help to
Yeah.
be accessible, but I also want to
You've
be
gotta
able to
watch
be
Dope Sick
earning.
too.
Huh? Is that
You'll-
show?
Yeah.
You should
Michael
watch
Keaton,
Normal People.
about,
oh my God, I love Michael Keaton. He was good in Batman.
He's the best. It's about the drug they used to treat pain that they said wasn't addictive and turned to be like super
that's gonna be
addictive.
annoying to edit.
I'm not going to edit that out. It was the painkiller that everyone got addicted to.
Opioids, benzos, codeine.
The new one. The new one.
I don't know what the kids are taking these days. Bath salts.
Fuck.
Tell you what, talking to teenagers makes me feel fucking old these days. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I've got teenage clients. I'm like, is this what I sound like to the oldies?
No, like you'll understand that that's like the teenagers are baby young.
Yeah, they
And
are.
then when you get into your age, you guys are young.
Yeah.
But that's still adolescent, I think I'd almost say.
Yeah.
But before we blow this out to be 5 hours,
TikToks.
TikTok time.
Yo, you got done? TikTok, motherfucker.
That one's for
Ooh, I
later.
like that
Okay,
topic.
so for the first time ever, I procured a bunch of stuff, and you can tell me if you like it or not. You
Nucci
have
did
full-
everything
full
today,
say.
just to give credit, because I am burnt out from work every day that I work.
And I hit a stride, and I was able to find some good shit.
Okay,
So,
let's give it a go. I'm
yes,
watching.
these are all supposed to be funny.
Do you know, if it had like ham in it, it's closer.
No.
It's closer to a British carbonara.
Oh, no.
It is. No, that's true.
Oh, well, nice. I'm glad you're standing there.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. What's the hell? So, it doesn't make any sense.
like
what
you
he
shit
said.
on
It's a
my
different
family and my
recipe.
culture.
It's got nothing to do with macaroni cheese.
Oh man.
Okay, so
You
that
can't
one,
critique a
that was an
fucking
English cooking
Italian
segment, and there was she offended an Italian man. You don't fuck with pasta in front of Italians.
What's something you can say in a restaurant that you can also say in bed?
I didn't order the roast beef.
I didn't ask for it raw.
One more time. Maybe.
Hey, Luis, what's something you can say in a restaurant that you can also say in bed?
I didn't order the roast beef.
I didn't ask for it raw.
I just love how quick that retort was.
She's ready, mate.
Okay,
Ugh.
so what would you do if we were standing in line somewhere and there was a girl in front of us with a really big butt and super tight leggings on?
Right there?
Yeah, just right in front of us.
I'm right here.
So he's pointing at her face, making eye contact.
Yeah.
That pillow.
What?
Right here.
So he pointed to a pillow off screen. She looked, and then he looked at the chick's ass. So
Okay, so what would you do if we were standing
and is this?
Think fast.
Oh damn.
Listen, that child is going to be a pro athlete. Listen, that child
That was so good.
is going to be a pro
So the kid eats shit. Like he tries to get his dad with a basketball in the face. He catches it, and then his mum, obviously, like you heard, said he's an athlete, and then just
Oh,
fucking
God.
annihilates this kid in the face.
I
Now,
love
this
the
one-
comment because TikTok
we've done
just
a lot.
has like
Yeah.
specific comment. I don't know the comment sections on it.
Yeah.
So good.
So there you go.
Emotional damage.
They were the
Okay, I'll pay that. They were quite good. Or I'm just tired.
No, they
But I
were.
think they
yeah,
are quite
I was very
funny.
proud of it. But my swipe, like in my algorithm, I guess
Yes.
for Instagram is quite good. They're all quite funny. I get like music stuff and I get cooking stuff. And
My algorithm's all like self-healing and like all this, you don't
Yours
need
is,
no
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, nah, fuck men. And then I'm like, wait, no, I need them
Yeah,
a
well,
little
literally.
bit more
Yeah,
than
that
I'd
is
like.
required.
Oh, wait, quick moment though.
Yes.
I finally have had sex.
I didn't know you weren't having sex.
Oh, I stopped
It's been
after
ages,
a brief,
so-
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
ages, quite literally.
Mm.
But I did the do finally. Back with that guy who drew the goblin of me.
Oh no, bro.
But it was good. And guess
No.
fucking what?
What?
Take a fucking guess.
Run.
Take a guess though. Just
What? What am I guessing?
what happened.
Oh, how would I guess? You guys just had sex. I don't know.
Yeah, but guess.
What do you mean?
What do I always struggle with that I can't ever
Ah,
guess
he
who
made you
fucking
split.
did?
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay, well that's what though.
Well, I look.
It's
by
because
my
it was
head,
forever.
I was like, bruh. I was like real close,
Yeah.
like this, and then I was like, "Yo, my dude,
Oh, sorry.
now's your time and opportunity." And then he finished at me, and I was like, "Finally, fucking!"
You just got to. You just got to have
finally.
sex for 6 months. Eddie Murphy has a joke about it.
It's true though.
It's-
Seriously, if you don't masturbate for like 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah, but
you
that's-
come so much. It's so much better because I forget to do it sometimes. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's why I was so pent up. So sometimes it helps to have ADHD. You just out of sight, out of mind, and then when it happens, you're like, oh yeah, there's my vibe, and it's great.
Well,
Awesome.
there you go.
Yeah.
Do we go from this into dating? We do, don't we?
Yeah.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
Now, I guess, do you want us small or do you want us big? We'll go big.
Okay.
Because I'll have to sort this out for everyone listening anyway.
Sorry.
All right, so today's dating topic is 13 signs that you're dating a narcissist. Now, we won't go in depth on all 13, but I did get this off a psychologist on the internet.
I'm a psychologist.
Yeah. You should do. Actually, you know what? I will show you this channel of this chick that does. So she gets like real world situations and then applies the different streams of psychology and like gets studies and cross references them and stuff.
I like that a lot.
She's earning fuck all money, but it's really cool and it's actually like a practical application of it.
Cool.
Yes. All right. So number 1, the first sign that you are dating someone that's a narcissist, they perceive sex differently. Now, that seemed a bit weird to me when I heard that for the
Very
first time.
vague. Yeah. Go on.
But so obviously narcissists. Do you want to explain what a narcissist is first for everyone?
Yes. So we actually go by the full term narcissistic personality disorder as a diagnostic term. And usually that's someone that tends to lack empathy, that uses or sees other people as a means of, I guess, success or kind of power hopping.
Yep.
Usually power status, superficial kind of fame tend to be the ultimate goals.
Yep.
Stems from a large portion of neglect or trauma.
Yep.
And abuse in a household can often come with only children. Because obviously
you almost pointed at me. Your hand went up. I was like, excuse me.
Take it or leave it, mate. That was just a body language symbol. That wasn't a direction at you. Just more generally speaking, like with narcissists, that tends to be like a trend with having only children because naturally you get to be more praised and more spoiled as a child, especially if there's less attention to distribute.
Yep.
But it can be quite harmful and they can be quite toxic in relationships, and usually a narcissist or an individual with that diagnosis tends to be attracted to more vulnerable personalities. So individuals with borderline personality disorder, autistic individuals, ADHD, anyone that struggles with any emotional regulation difficulty.
Which we will talk about later. Yeah,
absolutely. And codependent relationships tend to form as a result of that. So we can definitely touch on that. But that briefly, I hope, summarizes it.
Yes. And also remember, this is it's like a list developed by another psych. You'll have bits of these because everyone's like a little bit narcissistic because you wouldn't be able to do anything
of everything, but it doesn't classify you as a narcissist.
Yeah.
You have to meet the criteria otherwise.
There's there's a few boxes you have to tick. All right, so first one was they perceive sex differently.
This is probably good to mention as well. This is about relationships specifically, not just narcissism.
Yeah.
Because this is in the context of
correct,
sex and
obviously.
relationships.
Yes. So they it's using sex to gain influence or to have the person praise them. So if you feel like the sex you're having with this person seems very performative, or you can feel that after you've slept with them, they're using that as a sort of power exchange.
Yes. Because wanting validation is very different in this instance. That is not what narcissistic traits are. It's more about using that as, oh, well, I just had sex with you, so why can't you do this with me?
Yeah, almost like God complexy.
God complex would be a good word. Entitled.
Yeah.
As well.
And that moves into the second one, is they need to be idolized by you.
And that works really well for narcissists because it's a power exchange usually. Once again, like I said, with the vulnerable individuals. I've been in a narcissistic relationship.
Yeah.
And that was what it was. I was just seeing this person like a god, and that made it a lot harder to leave.
So it can go one of two ways with the sexual performance. Either they can be like super selfish and use that power exchange, or they can be quite, and this is the covert ones you're talking about, quite try hard and make sure they're performing to the best of their ability and stuff and making you
can't leave me because
them.
I did this. And that's what's part of the love bombing component is with that too.
Okay, and the third one's pretty straightforward with just narcissism in general. They're always right and you're wrong in most exchanges, if not all.
Yeah.
And then they have a strong ability to gaslight you. So it might seem like they've tried to agree with you, but do you want to explain gaslighting? It's providing a situation where you're made to believe that you actually were wrong when you are right.
Yeah, and just lots of doubt around your ability to remember things. So, for example, let's say Nooch has just said to me like a week ago that I'm useless or, whatever. And I brought that up maybe in a fight today, and I was just saying, well, it really hurt me when you called me useless. And he would return that and say, no, I never called you useless. What are you talking about? You always talk about these kinds of things. And you know what? You're just being ungrateful. Do you remember when I did this? And it's almost like to the point that you both doubt yourself, and then you question your ability to be, a good partner as well in that space.
Yep. Okay, number 4. So this again feeds into the right and you're wrong. So they believe they know better than you know yourself. So
do you want to provide
Oh, Jesus. The thing is, I don't date narcissists.
But you also know the
I think I've
idea.
had sex with them before. But actually, no, what? No, I don't think I have. I've managed to skirt them. But what was the fucking point that was there?
They believe they know you.
So actually, it's like a technique that I guess people use when they meet people. Is like you try and make like assumptions about them.
And you find identifying points that you have similarities with to then go, no, but you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, I know you. Come on, I know you better than anybody else. Who can you trust outside this world other than me? And you're like, I don't know. Can I trust anyone? And they're like, you can only trust me. Like, okay. Yeah, that sounds right. It sounds accurate.
And apparently, so this is an interesting one. They won't communicate about sex. So it's usually like a one-way conversation.
Can you explain?
I can't elaborate because I didn't want to take like 10,000 notes.
Okay, fair.
But I should have. I'll give you the video afterwards. I can even put it in the notes and stuff for everyone to watch. But I guess the general consensus with that was that there was never an open dialogue about sex. It was very much almost in exchange.
See, I think that was the only way that I actually connected with my ex.
Yeah, so obviously there's like, there's going to be varying
I understand,
degrees.
yeah. So maybe just an assumption.
Did I say your emotional needs don't matter? Did I say that one already? That's kind of implied with everything above.
Yeah, your emotional needs tend to be prioritized after theirs.
Yeah.
And I think a clear distinction, though, it is okay, absolutely, to prioritize your own needs, but it's when it's consistently going over wants as well over your needs. Wants over your needs, I think, would probably be a way
and
of
here you go.
putting
So
that.
actually, now that I'm looking at all of these together, the person that I'm thinking about definitely is a narcissist, because that thing of there's something wrong with you. So constantly trying to pick out that all these problems and stuff are happening because of you. And the reality with these sorts of situations is that most problems are like two-way things.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
It's never going to be one person completely. Yeah.
Absolutely. I really like that saying. I've been saying it a lot lately. But it's true, because I hate the term that it takes two to tango. Like, yeah, okay, but you can tango alone. But seriously, with that kind of stuff, and especially that there's something wrong with you, feeling defective is one of the biggest things, and that's how you get isolated away from other friendships and family members, because you're like, oh, something is wrong with me, and they're the only person that loves me truly. So I'm so grateful in that way, and that's how it happens. Yeah,
it's fucked up. Now this is the one that I didn't understand, but I think it's because she tried to compress 3 points into one.
I could give you information,
and they should have. So you'll get devalued, ghosted, or ignored.
Yes.
But that because I've got a note here. I mean, how is this a thing? If you're ghosted, then you're not spoken to.
Yes.
Right?
Would you?
So I think
like
she was
context
older.
for that?
I don't think she understands what ghosting is.
No. It's true.
But then,
it's in different contexts.
Yeah,
So
'cause you're
firstly,
ghosted, they
the
don't come back.
ghosting is they're not coming back. So they
So it's
may
over.
use you for the sexual
You're
gain
no longer
or
dating a
for
narcissist.
jobs. Yeah. That kind of stuff, for the hierarchy, then yes, that would be ghosting.
Yeah.
Ignored, that's what I dealt with my ex in terms of I would
think
be
that's a
ignored as
dangerous one though,
punishment.
because there are people that aren't good repliers in text message scenarios.
But that's very different to be
but that's
ignored.
what I'm saying. Like people could assume.
Oh, yes.
from
Taking
this.
space
So
is very
that's a
different to
preface,
being ignored.
Or even if people aren't big text communicators and stuff.
But
Because I
that
guess
will
in
be
our day and
clear
age.
in the dynamic that you have.
Yeah.
So
it's
I
just so
think
people
that-
don't panic and be like.
Yeah, don't panic, absolutely. And don't make the assumption. And devalued. So that's
Devalued
the
is a big
opposite of idealization. So the pedestal, it's the minute that you do something that may trigger them, that may trigger some of their wounds, or generally might upset their way of being, so disagreeing, doing that.
It's like a seesaw. Like they need you to
everything
boost
is
them
wrong,
up, and
and
they'll keep you down. So it actually adds value to them as well.
It does. And it also makes it, once again, harder to leave those dynamics.
Yeah. They want to be in control at all times. It's pretty self-explanatory. So, you can just look at it for simple things. Like if you are going on a date with that person, they don't allow you to pick where you're going to go or to change things up, or if they get real resistant when you're trying to do things that you want to do, or like if they've always got an excuse to not do what you want to do.
I will make one side tidbit and say that as an autistic person, I need to be in control quite a lot. So that for me would not screen control.
Be quite narcissistic?
Yes, but often it's actually a misdiagnosis between the two because they can look similar.
Yeah.
So in the instance of the needing to be in control at all times, it's I need to know where you are. I need to be like knowing who you're texting. It's about that type of level of control. I need to be in charge of money because you can't handle your money well. It's more controlling than a simple where we go.
Yeah. It's a bit deeper.
I think, it does start out like that though on that more superficial level. So you're
But that's
not
what I'm saying.
wrong.
Like, so this is because
Dating
this is into
obviously
dating,
is.
because
But
it might not be. This might be like casual dating stuff.
Yeah, but they also tend to love bomb, which means that you're feeling really all this affection. You're like, oh my God, this is wonderful. Yeah. And then they start to withdraw, and that's where you almost get that addicted. Like,
we call that like the spotlight effect. So it's like shining a spotlight. So whenever that's on you, you feel great. And they also use the absence of that spotlight to make you.
Yeah.
It's push-pull.
And and that term is now called love bombing as well.
Wow. Way to make things more complicated, fucking mini junior kids. All right, now I think there's an obvious one.
They will lie.
It's like they lie. Yeah, obviously, but like, I don't know. I feel like you can lie and not be a narcissist. It's pretty broad.
Yes.
But I guess if you've ticked 4 of the boxes before and they lie, it's just like, it's more weight, right? They're not kind people, so very self-serving.
But they can be kind too.
Empathy.
That's where that covert narcissism
that's
comes
right.
up.
So I guess the biggest thing is to look for the intent.
Yes,
so if you
intention
find
is
they are
awesome.
being nice, but then dig a little deeper and if there's a purpose.
Yeah.
Like I'll just randomly send Amy flowers for no reason. There's no purpose to that.
You just love her.
But that could be used as like a
Leverage.
tactic by someone or whatever.
Yeah. And also so people don't leave. I think that also can be a very fear-based thing. And that, once again, I do want to also emphasize that narcissistic personality disorder, people with that diagnosis have a lot of trauma. It doesn't excuse their behavior.
No.
But they're people too with a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
I do just want to state that because it doesn't,
It's like once you realize they're narcissistic, like you can still choose to date them. If anything, it just gives you a bit more kind of freedom in the relationship.
Absolutely.
You know what's going on. It's handy. It's handy to know. I mean, I would have loved to have had this list probably about 8 or 9 years ago. It would have made hanging out with someone significantly easier. Okay, yeah, they'll never apologize or feign an apology. So, like, just apologizing at the end of an argument to round off a conversation.
Yeah.
That one is super, super easy to understand. 13 is you won't connect emotionally with them. I was really confused about this one. I don't know how you would that's kind of subjective, right?
It is subjective because you are
I feel like
still
if you're
able to
dating them,
emotionally
like
connect.
they're going to connect at some point, or at least think they are.
It's about the superficial layers of knowing a person. So narcissists won't let people get too deep or too close, but they also keep them far away enough to not get hurt themselves, and that's protective. But the connecting emotionally, usually it's an avoidance style personality as well. And so what that means is there'll always be distance. If you get too close, that's too much. Connecting deeply and intimately is just not a thing. And that tends to be because of that, like with strength in intimacy, vulnerability. Vulnerability means I could get hurt. The whole protective layer of narcissistic personality disorder is to protect from being hurt. So by default, the level of connection is not that deep.
And I guess like inversely, so that means that it's kind of like a positive negative. So codependent people tend to be drawn to that because you get like
it's like
the hot,
anxious
cold
attachment style with avoidance. Yeah.
So not saying that if you're fucking dating a narcissist that you're codependent, but it is worth taking a look at that and then looking into it just to make sure that it's not a thing that you might kind of be slipping into.
Yep.
Because these sorts of situations can push you into that too.
Yeah, absolutely can. And if you also are someone that
because everyone gets lonely,
human emotion.
That can spiral, and then you end up, trying to fix it, and that can become codependence.
Yes, absolutely. And if you don't have enough of a support network or you're not getting help,
I haven't spoken significantly for this long.
You're okay.
In a while, yeah.
I feel like I've just completely zoned it out, so you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure people have too.
I'm sure we'll hear it fucking incessantly when I play the pod back. But yes, so that was. What did you think of them? Do you think they were all right?
I thought that was okay. Some of them, I mean, are
They're very vague.
very vague. But
I think when you have a list of
the
like
literature
13
that she's created.
Yeah. She has her own little clinic thing and has a whole bunch of shit.
But yeah, I guess they're good starting off points. I think, just a reminder as well. I think a lot of people punish individuals with this diagnosis quite a lot. You know, all mental diagnoses come or stem from trauma if they're not neurodevelopmental, and even then they shouldn't be called disorders.
That's a pretty like.
But we need to remember it's
that you
trauma.
have, I guess.
You know.
All right, so let's fucking go into the news.
No news is good news.
Jim Hype, get fucked.
Bring up this one.
Do you know?
Do you know it's like British carbonara?
Not that one. Okay, yep. So news. Fucking yay! Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly got married. Question: I didn't realize junkie chic is like a thing now.
Yeah.
So in the
Pete
90s,
Davidson.
it was heroin chic. It was like a model thing where they.
But now
like,
it's
they
just
were strung
junkie
out.
chic.
Now it's like obviously. This is the thing is I wouldn't give Pete Davidson like I wouldn't say that he's that. He does. He
a lot
does
of people
look like
classify that, but I think it's because he's a bit more chunkier than.
Well, he's. I don't know. I
not
wouldn't
even
see
chunky,
a comedian being heroin chic. Like he just has tattoos.
because of
and
his
stuff.
eyes and the bags
yeah.
and then the tattoos and the dead look in his eyes.
But how do you feel about that? So this is all of this stuff is clearly like done for show because she hasn't been in a movie in I don't fucking know how long.
A while,
right? His music career is obviously doing quite well. I think the kids like his music. He's apparently quite a good musician.
What are you, 20?
Yeah. Because I don't listen
million
to.
years old?
Although I used to listen to Blink and stuff. Apparently it's similar-ish
So
to that.
do
Is that
I,
right?
and no.
No, it's not. Well, I haven't listened to it, so I don't know. I'm just guessing because heroin chic, right?
Such an old person.
But this video that we're about to show
Yes.
is shot from like 4 or 5 different angles.
So they got paid baller money to be doing this.
And they've sold it to Hollywood Access, which is the big wanky thing in the States, aside from TMZ. But I don't know, man. Like, I can see in like 6 months them both complaining that there's too much exposure and it's all too much. And she's had 3 kids and she looks like that, by the way.
She has kids. Wait.
She has 3 kids, dude.
What? That's awesome.
She was married for quite a while.
I didn't even.
2022
clearly
is
don't
off
stay
to
up.
a
So I'm going to play that back. So cuts to another one and then like another one.
2022 is off to a romantic start for.
And then these guys have continued further. So this is me taking my cynical take on these guys. It's like just if you're happy and stuff, whatever. I don't know. It's
PDA
they're
for
like
couples is just a
monetizing
bit
it.
weird,
Like
yeah.
if he's doing quite well with his thing, like
You don't really need.
well, I don't understand why she's trying to remain relevant. Like, is she that narcissistic that she needs to be famous?
I don't think it's a matter of.
So this is them in
First
a
they drank each
fucking-
other's engagement blood. Now they're celebrating their plan.
And that's not even original. Like, that's Angelina Jolie and what's his name?
Brad Pitt.
No, the guy before her. The older guy.
Don't have any
In
clue.
Bad Santa.
I've not watched that movie.
Shit. Him. Anyway, they had necklaces with people's blood in them.
Plans
and
to
stuff,
wed
so.
in the bathtub. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly take fans behind the scenes of their quality cleanup time, posting this video to Megan's Instagram.
It's like, dude. He has a shit laugh too, by the way.
The angle is safe for work.
Well, maybe 'cause
but
it was
their bare
fake.
legs under rose petals and footsie in the water definitely suggests some romantic
It's not
overtones
footsie.
to their bath time. MGK recently popped the question to Megan in a
Nice
video
suit.
she shared on social, and the caption is where she noted the two had a bloody taste test. Not unusual for them, really. It's on brand with the necklaces. The two also recently made their first official appearance as an engaged couple at Dolce & Gabbana's men's fashion show in Milan, Italy. Megan flaunted her killer figure in a black lingerie-inspired look, while her hubby-to-be rocked a black-encrusted double-breasted suit with a matching mock-neck turtleneck from
double-breasted
the
suits are
Italian
back.
fashion house's newest collection. He opened the show with a music performance and walked the runway for the brand. While literally everything about them may be TMI for some, this couple has never shied away from their love after going public in June 2020. Along with their red carpet tongue hockey, Megan previously talked about their first meeting on an episode of the Give Them Lala with Randall podcast, saying, "The second that I was in a room with him and said hello to him and looked into his eyes."
Best part about that, what she's about to say right now, complete fabricated bullshit. So the Stallone daughters have a podcast, and it's
Mhm.
not that bad.
Okay.
They were on a movie set, and like a whole bunch of chicks are trying to deep dick him for some reason. I don't. Maybe this is where I run short. I can appreciate attractive men, but I guess maybe that wouldn't be my type. I don't see that as attractive
No,
in
he's
any
very
way,
handsome.
shape, or form. That's what I mean. Like to me, it just looks like a meth head. Like he does. You know what I mean? And like I used to get a banging next heaps. Like fucking these cunts are a dime a dozen. Anyway, Yeah, so this is what I mean. It's all fabricated
Guys, I
bullshit.
knew right away that he was what I call a twin flame. We're actually two halves of the same soul.
Like,
I believe
come
in
on,
twin
dude.
flames.
I felt it right away.
I thought I had a twin flame, and I was like, nope, that's a karmic flame. I was like, ooh.
Oh, dude, the amount of
And
shit.
then I was like, oh, I think this one's a twin flame. I'm like, nah, that's just an asshole.
Anyway, so that was the big entertainment news thing this week. I don't know. Is it a thing now where news agencies, like, I find it weird that it was like a thing where like mixed couples were in the thing, and then now it's like they're pushing the heroin chic couples in these news articles. Like, it feels like they just choose like an archetype to push as like a brand, and then like, do you know what I mean?
I lost that conversation.
Yeah,
My
I'm
head
glad.
just went elsewhere.
It just
sorry.
feels
I was just like,
feels
I look
really
at half of it.
artificial.
Okay, yes.
And
yes.
like it's just like they're trying to make news out of it.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
They're just kind of drawing. But Kim K and Pete Davidson.
That's what I'm saying.
They're together.
Yeah.
No, but that's exciting news. This less so.
Is it though?
I love Pete Davidson and I love Kim.
But see, I kind of lost respect for him because he was dating her.
Didn't Kanye literally buy a house across the road from them though recently?
I think this
Or
is
is that
all
a myth?
I reckon this is all fabricated. Like, he's probably got so much money that like
I hope
that would
Kanye's
be
okay.
cheaper. That would be cheaper than
He likes living with his mum, so
yeah, that would I feel like that would be cheaper than doing like an advertising campaign for like a new album or something. Like, if you were to do shit like that and stay relevant while you're working on something, it's kind of like free marketing. Because you have all these idiots write about it. Yeah, man, and it's like those cunts have so much money. It's like not even that wouldn't even be a thing. He could even just rent the apartment or house or mansion or whatever the fuck they do at that price point. Yeah. It hates me, but like, it hates me. I hate having to report on that stuff.
It hates me. I
But
hate it.
that's the thing, guys.
I don't know.
Oh, Ricky Gervais, his new series came out.
Afterlife.
I cried so much again.
But you've seen it already?
Yeah, I watched. I've been seeing it.
I'm so keen to start it. I've not done
Yeah.
that because I apparently am
I need to
deciding to
stop
overwork
feeling
myself
yuck.
again.
It's just like it's as powerful as the other two seasons.
Amazing.
He writes very strong. And you know, like I looked into it.
It's the most accurate
It's-
fucking
it's
portrayal
all
of
fiction.
depression too, which is
Yeah.
annoying.
He hasn't had anyone die in his life.
And you're like, what the fuck, man? He
I don't
knows
like-
grief. And you're like, how have
that.
you lost so much in
I
this
don't.
show? But
I
he
don't like it.
Benich. Sorry.
Oh, it's Daniel. Hello, Daniel.
I don't know who Daniel is.
Oh, Daniel, I'm about to play the trailer for the show that I made you watch the other day. Dan, you ever met Dan?
Probably not.
Ah, crap.
Dan
no,
the man.
Dan was down a few weeks ago too.
Dan the man
He's
likes
having
ham.
a baby in February.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, Amy's calling. That's all right. I won't explode this time.
Try not to.
Actually, I'll take it live. Here we go. May as well.
Really?
Yeah. Amy, I'm recording the podcast. Love you. Bye. Bye.
Bye. What an angel. A
All right.
fucking angel. She
Where is
is.
my? Okay, so this is it.
Pace
Now we might get
Let's say peace or
copy
pace?
struck for this. I don't have a grab for movies, do I? I do this every fucking
Freedom.
Put your hands up on me 'cause I'm almost famous.
No, you're not.
All right, so Peacemaker, John Cena.
John Cena. We
Yeah.
need one of those.
I do have that.
Oh.
And his name is John Cena.
How would I not have
I
that?
don't know, but I don't feel like you haven't had that. I guess that's a better question.
There's just not many spaces to use it. So from the Suicide Squad, his character now has his own series. It's I think the first episode's written and directed by James Gunn.
Okay.
But the whole thing I think is mapped out by him. So this is it. Pep yourself.
Pep.
I will talk so we don't get copyright bits and pieces.
Copyright.
Have you ever heard of a guy named
He's
Peacemaker?
such a small little butt.
He is a trained killer. We've got trouble with that maniac.
Go! What are you waiting for?
That thing better not crap back there.
Yeah, how train an eagle, dude? Not without stealing its soul.
Hey, Dad. Kind of a rough go for me lately, Dad.
You don't say.
Somebody shot me and the building fell on me.
You let somebody shoot you?
It's not like I invited him to come shoot me, Dad.
Pathetic.
I'm just talking so he doesn't pick up the music.
I thought you were in prison for life.
He's lost a bit of weight.
I work for the government.
Looks
Yeah.
very slim in his face.
Do you think they'd let me out of prison to deliver
I
mail?
hope he's okay.
know, it's the first government
Looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I kill people for it, okay?
This task force doesn't officially exist.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's
which
kid has a
leaves us
podcast.
on our own.
We call our targets
Hey, it's
butterflies.
tasty.
They are a serious threat to the safety
Reminds
of
me of that.
American
I
citizens.
forgot that. I don't know the actress's name.
There's something weird going on. You think me and Vigilante are too stupid to notice.
Hey, everyone, which one's me and which one's Eagly?
Okay, you're half right, but you score 50% of the test at school. What do you get? A D.
This isn't the funniest trailer.
That seems like a fitting character for him too.
Dude, it's so good. He's very funny.
Yeah, oh my god, have you seen him in Trainwrecked?
Yes, I've seen him. Yeah, everything he's done, really.
I'm gonna fuck you. What?
Yeah, Dan's just saying in the chat, he almost didn't watch it because his trailer was so shit.
Why?
But it's good because it leaves a lot.
Is it good though, Dan?
You're the only
He loves
one
it.
I got.
Don't speak for him.
He'll
Let
say
him
it. There's a
speak for
delay. I
himself.
just want to,
I know.
you know.
I thought you loved
And it helps that we
peace, no
talk over
matter
it so
how
we
many
don't get
men,
fucked.
women, and children you needed to kill to get it.
Freedom, baby.
You'll see. There's a scene with it that's so funny.
I mean, the eagle makes sense.
They don't. I think they don't play off how much of a comedy it is.
Trying to show her.
Thank you, Bevan.
Cut it out with the introspection. The mind is a den of scorpions better left running from, not towards.
What does that even mean?
We just got shot at! You ever been shot at?
No.
Two jerks in costumes and a couple of rejects.
It's like a real team out there.
Yo, what the hell is that?
It's a grenade I tied to a Russian tank shell.
Why not just the grenade?
Grenade blows up like 2 people.
How many people does this blow up?
I don't know. I invented it this morning.
What?
Eat peace, mother.
It's actually much funnier than they've played it. But anyway,
What is
I
it,
recommend
Freedom Baby Line?
No, you won't see that. That's actually like you need to watch it. It's quite funny when it drops. But they dropped 3 episodes with it, so it's available to be stolen on all platforms. That's not it, is it? Did we finish?
I think we did.
Oh, that's good.
Good for time. Yeah.
So what we can do, I want to pick up the Bad Dates of Melbourne segment that we lost off the other recording.
Yes.
Um,
Can I talk about a show even though it didn't come out
yeah,
this
do you want me
year?
to bring up the thing?
Normal People. It's really good. The trailer.
Oh, wait, the Eternals.
No.
Good.
Normal People.
Is that what it's called?
Yes. And it's on BBC, but it is also based off a book. And I watched it recently and I decided to cut my fringe today at 6 a.m. based on it. It's very sad. It's beautiful though. Do we need to? Oh, is it going to dampen the mood? I'm sorry. It's really nice.
There's not much music, I don't think.
I really like it.
That was kind of a perfect time in my life, to be honest.
So,
God damn it, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Contradicts the vibe, yeah.
Don't see much of her.
We hook up secretly. Like some kind of game. That's actually really hot.
Wait, what?
We don't want people going around town saying that knacker is dating my sister.
It's not what I want anymore. I feel nothing for you. Nothing.
Why are you saying this?
Her new boyfriend is more in line with her social class.
Are you dating anyone problematic at the moment?
I haven't had a midnight call from you in a while.
It's hilarious, Dan.
So corrupt.
No, it's not a comedy. But it's a really beautiful show.
Would you say your feelings are involved?
Obviously.
Who is it obvious to?
Now, can I just speak to it, right?
Yeah, of course you can.
Hear me out. So, firstly, They're
Sub
like
now.
25-minute episodes. Fuck off.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Rude. This is empty. I will throw the can at your face.
Please don't.
Oh, you want to stop that because it'll play and that's annoying. But basically, they're 25-minute episodes. They're really nice. It follows people over, like, these two people, main characters, over, like, I think it's about 12 episodes. Every 2 episodes, it's like a new transition stage of life. But it's really, really raw. It's really emotional. They hired a cinematographer for it. So, like, the filming is, like, proper beautiful. The chemistry of the actors is amazing. I've watched it about 5 times through.
Really?
Yeah, no, I fucking...
To someone else.
You're an asshole. You're an asshole. I'm no longer doing the podcast with you. Fuck you.
That wasn't me.
They're
That's
your
the
friends.
listeners.
Control you fucking.
I know. At least my friends are still listening.
Yeah,
I didn't even
my
tell them
friends
that we
are
were going
not.
live and they showed
I
up.
did on fucking Twitch.
No, I know, but they wouldn't have seen it. They don't follow us on
But they
Instagram.
also listen to you when you're gaming, I'm assuming. So probably like, oh, we're excited. And then they're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
No, well, I haven't streamed games in a long time. Long time.
I got a Twitch notification recently, but all right. I'll see.
Today, you mean? When I was testing it?
Probably. I
When
don't fucking
was
know.
setting up
Do I
the
look like I fucking know? Do I look like I sit on my phone and watch? I don't fucking
You
know.
fucking idiot.
You're a fucking...
I'm very, very, very intellectually savvy. So my
Are
mum
you?
says, yes.
Okay, I'm sure.
Don't get triggered. You're fine. Get it. Dude.
I
Don't
told
act
you.
out.
I love you.
Now it smells like that wasn't empty.
There's nothing on the floor though.
It smells like watermelon.
Watermelon.
That's it. We're done. We won't
Yeah.
drag it out.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. This is finally our. Now we're starting to get like 4 people. This is the
Little shits.
podcast is over.
It is a White Claw.
Yeah, dual white claws, Daniel. Pod should be up online, so if you're hearing this will trip you out. But we're looking to record on Wednesdays from now on.
Yes.
And I'm gonna slap the outro, guys.
See ya.
What are you waiting for?
Bye, Amy.
Get the fuck out of here! Why fucking warming up? Get out of here!
You heard the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.